Hey you're back. Thanks for joining me again. This is FrSky Steve. We are talking about telemetry. This is our telemetry series. We're talking about the FLVS module. We've already talked about what it is and what it does, and essentially how it's a big battery checker that never stops working, and it can help you make decisions and help you enjoy your flights or bring the plane down when your battery's getting low. Anyway, all that good stuff is great. The thing about telemetry is it's nice to have it, but if you're not utilizing it, if you're not helping you, if the telemetry is not helping you with your flights to make your job easier, then it's completely worthless in my book. So this is the power side of the video. We are actually going to do stuff with telemetry, and this is exciting. So let's jump right into it. Before we get going, I did want to show you that on this particular plane, I had one thing I had to change. So if you go into airplane right here, go into telemetry, when I went down the list here, and I know this is generated from the computer, it said LiPo, and it said LiPo right here. I had to, I wanted something that would say flight LiPo so I know which one I was dealing with. So I went in here and hit edit, and instead of calling it LiPo, I put the word flight in front of it. And I know that's the pack voltage that I was looking for. You can change the name of this to pack voltage if you feel like it. Right in there you can change it. This is where you change voltage. You can change everything. You could write logs with it, do resets, all sorts of other good stuff. So I'm not going to jump too much into that, but I did want to show you that. I do want to show you that what we're going to be doing is talking about a few things. So we got a few goals in this first part of the video. First one is we're going to set up a new screen. It's called a battery voltage screen. And then we're going to set up a button on the back of our transmitter to call out the battery voltage as well. So these are two different things. Let's transition back to the video, actually the simulator. Here we are, and this is a screen right here. If you hit this icon right here, you can see this is exactly the same screen. This is what it looks like in the background, right? This is how we set it up. And then I actually set up a second screen right here, and when I get out of here, if I were to push this, this is what we're going to be setting up. So it has three different values on it. The first one is a real-time flight LiPo voltage. So this is telling me what the current battery voltage is as you're flying. This one is the same thing, but it shows you what the lowest value was. And this is actually a line chart that will show you as you fly, this is going to get lower and lower. So you're going to see your battery get depleted as you're flying. And the way I set this up is once a second. So let's get in here and let me show you how I set this up. Essentially, we go back out of here. Actually, all I had to do is hit this, and we're on screen 2. This is what it looks like. I figure it's probably faster just to show you how I set this one up. Not too difficult. I looked for this one in particular. This is the 3 window pane, that screen that I was looking for. And each one of these two are the same, so they were both values, and this one was a line chart. So I got these set up, and then I can go into here and I can configure it. So we're going to play a value, and source is going to be telemetry, and we are going to find that funny flight LiPo thing right there. And that's all you had to do on this one. And I essentially do the same thing on this one. So in case you missed the first time, telemetry, configure. I set it up for RSSI. I want to go down here, flight LiPo. Alright, so this one is different from this one, or should be different because this should be a minimum. How do I set up minimums? Long press on here, select minimum. So now it's going to show the minimum. And it will also show on the screen that you're looking at the minimums as you look at it. And then the last one is this line chart, which was, I selected the line chart before, and the source is, wait for it, telemetry, and I'm a one-trick pony, I know. There you go. The one thing I did was by default it's 100 milliseconds, and what I did is I changed this up to maximum, which is 1,000 milliseconds, or once a second to record whatever the battery voltage is. So instead of 10 times a second, so the chart's a little bit more reflective of what your flight looks like. And that's all I did to set these screens up. And the reason I'm not going to keep this screen is because I already have one set up and we have logic switches set up with it. So I'm going to delete it. The other thing that we did is to set up a battery voltage callout. And how I did that was by using the airplane icon, moving to the next screen, going to special functions, and I actually have it set up right here. So if we go into edit, you'll see that it's play audio. So everything's play audio. So value or playing a track is always play audio. States enabled. This one is SJ down. So the SJ is one of those two round buttons on the back of the transmitter. When it's SJ up, it means it's not pushed in. You only want to have it work when this is pushed in. So this has to say SJ down. So if you press it and it goes back to up, you have to go in here and make sure it says SJ down, and you're fine. And then I went down here and I went to play value and went in here and edit and made sure this said play value, and you guess what it is: telemetry flight lipo. So when I push that button in, it should work actually.
19.2 volts.
Ooh, I love the sound of that. That's great. It's always fun when these things work out. So we are going to next talk about setting up some logic switches so we can do even more fun stuff.